Two crashes during the morning rush hour snarled up traffic, but fortunately no one was seriously hurt. Thanks you so much for joining us this Monday afternoon. I'm Kyle Bosch. The first one was on Main Avenue on the Moorhead side of the Veterans Memorial Bridge. It involved two pickups and a van. Assistant Fire Chief Greg Doden says one of the pickups spun out on an icy patch, sideswiped another pickup, then was broadsided by the van.
There was two patients in the pickup, one in the van. We were able to get the person out of the van right away, one and the driver out of the smaller pickup. We had to separate the two vehicles and extricate the one male passenger out of the pickup, backboarded him.
A third person did go to the emergency room to be checked out. None of the injuries are believed to be life-threatening. Officers were just finishing up work on that crash when they were called to another one. This one happened on the Red River Bridge on I-94, which, despite de-icing equipment, seems to continue to generate lots of problems. There were two crashes there involving three vehicles. First, a Jeep went out of control and slammed into the bridge wall. The driver wasn't buckled up and had to be taken to the hospital. The second part of the crash happened as drivers tried to avoid the first wreck. The State Patrol says those people were wearing seatbelts and were not hurt. We are following some breaking news for you this Monday afternoon. Tom Iverson of the North Dakota Highway Patrol says the autopsy on Larimore school bus driver Max Danner has been finished. However, Iverson says at this time, no conclusion has been reached on to whether Danner suffered a medical issue, which could have played a role in that train school bus crash at Larimore last Monday. He says that they should have a conclusion within the next few days. Danner and a student were killed when the bus was hit by a train Monday afternoon. A Thief River Falls woman escaped serious injury yesterday after driving her car off on the road. It happened around 11 last night on Highway 10 near mile marker 14 in Clay County. The Minnesota State Patrol says the woman swerved to avoid hitting a deer on the road and drove into a ditch. She was taken to Sanford Hospital in Fargo, but troopers say she only had minor injuries. It was another frigid start to the day with temperatures hitting 20 below in some places this morning. Let's check in now with meteorologist Robert Hahn, who says the worst of the cold might be behind us, at least for this week.
Yeah, it looks like we'll slowly start to get out of the deep freeze. However, still temperatures below zero across the entire region, including -5 here in Fargo, 5 below over in Jamestown, 7 below in Grand Forks, -11 in Thief River Falls and Roseau. These temperatures are cold, warmer than what we saw this morning. We get down to 16 below here in Fargo, 18 below in Grand Forks, -24 Hallock, -26 Roseau. The coldest spot I could find, 27 below in Langdon. Fortunately, winds are rather light across much of the area, so in many cases the wind chill temperature the same as the air temperature, but we still got some cold wind chills out there, as cold as 23 below in Roseau, also -23 down in Sisseton. Hardly a cloud in the sky. That'll be the trend as we head through the day today. Underneath what few clouds we do have, no precipitation. I'll show you the first couple of days of that 7-day forecast. Today, a cold one getting up into the single digits above and below zero across the region. Overnight tonight, an early overnight low of -7, but south winds are going to kick in. That'll start to bring in some milder weather for tomorrow. However, not going to feel all that warm with some breezy south winds. We do have some even warmer temperatures on that 7-day forecast, and I'll show that to you coming up in just a few minutes.
Really something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Okay, Robert, thank you. One of the black boxes from the AirAsia plane that crashed into the Java Sea more than 2 weeks ago has been recovered and sent in for evaluation. Kelly Kobiela reports from Surabaya, Indonesia.
It's the clue searchers have been looking for, the first black box in water to protect it from corrosion. It wasn't in the tail section of the plane. Searchers pulled that mangled wreckage from the seafloor Saturday. Divers spotted the flight data recorder under a wing near part of a jet's engine. The cockpit voice recorder is believed to be close by. Both are key to finding out why Flight 8501 went down December 28th in bad weather. The plane is being recovered bit by bit, seats and scraps of metal, and searchers are still looking for more than 100 passengers and crew. In this small village in Surabaya, Agung Darmono has spent the last 2 weeks by the phone.
They found your brother?
He buried his sister-in-law, now his brother. His mother and niece still missing. For him, the black boxes don't matter right now. He tells me it's more important to find our family's bodies. We need to put their souls to rest, he says. Divers are still looking for the fuselage. So far, no sign of it. As for the data on the black box, it could be several weeks yet, possibly a month, before we have the first answers about what happened to this flight. Kelly Kobiaya, NBC News, Surabaya, Indonesia.
Now, CNN reported this morning that a search official says, based on an analysis of the debris pattern, it is likely the plane exploded after it hit the water. The president of France today deployed an extra 10,000 troops and police to protect sensitive areas throughout that country after last week's terror attacks in Paris. Meanwhile, a massive unity rally in Paris and other French cities continued through the night, with millions of people taking part in a march under high security. Demonstrators held pencils in a tribute to the journalists who were killed when two gunmen stormed the offices of a satirical newspaper. Pope Francis is also condemning the killings. He told diplomats at the Vatican today that Muslim leaders around the world should reject extreme interpretations of Islam. With the Bison football team making history Saturday, winning a fourth straight national title, Bison Nation is once again going crazy for national championship gear. New championship shirts are on store shelves around the area. Shields store officials say they have 8 to 10 different t-shirt styles and will have more coming in daily. Fans were lined up to snatch up those shirts yesterday.
The last 90 seconds in some ways seemed to be like an eternity, a roller coaster that just kept going and going, and it's just been a special ride.
So having a t-shirt like that says all this will bring those memories back, correct?
That is correct, and you know, I've been following them for over 40 years, so this is pretty unique.
T-shirts are priced between $20 and $30. Sweatshirts or long sleeve shirts will set you back between $30 and $50. Is it a prank or is it a real thing? A message of caution made its way around Facebook over the weekend about notes that were left on cars in the West Acres Mall parking lot. We did some digging into the claims, and police say it's really something you shouldn't be too worried about. Maria Schmidt got one of the notes, which said that someone had hit her car. Now, posts on Facebook say the notes are to get you to be distracted looking at your car so someone can attack you. Fargo Police Lieutenant Joel Vettel says after checking into it, police believe it's just a practical joke. Vettel says a similar incident happened 2 years ago and also turned out to be a prank. Well, you can feel free to join the conversation about this and other stories anytime at our Valley News Live Facebook page. All you have to do is search for Valley News Live and like the page. That'll get you the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed.